Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you unfamiliar with me, my name is Helen Stratford, and I'm a real minority in the downtown New York City art scene, because I'm a middle-aged, non-Jewish heterosaurus, which means there's no funding, no sex, and no one to kvetch to about it. But I am very intelligent, so I have a lot of amazing conceptual sex. And I have an imagination to make up for reality's shortcomings. So there you go. Who could possibly want more? Yeah. And tonight I'm going to be performing a piece I wrote about playing in Manhattan's underground subway system. And it belongs to a longer piece I wrote, which is about my experiences of being a heterosaurus in New York, which is called Suicide the Musical. And here's an excerpt from it. New York can be so brutal at times, so merciless and unforgiving. It licks your face one instant and kicks you in the ass the next. It seemed like I staggered from one moment to the next, attempting to recover from the preceding blow, keeping my head held low, hoping to avoid the next. There's no doubt I was taking quite a beating since arriving, but I could not ascertain whether the thugs were being dispatched by an angry and indignant God, determined to pound into me the punitive measures deserving of my indolence, or whether it was the godless nihilism that prevails over this spiritual necropolis. The self-subsumed narcissism and ambition that'll persuade a cabbie to mow you down just to get to the red light a few seconds faster. God or godlessness, I was getting the shit kicked out of me. My spirits were haggard and worn, my perspective distorted and disfigured by a loneliness that threatened to disembowel. My evening descent into Manhattan's subway system represented my only relationship with humankind, much less all that remained of my dream. Hey, this is America. You start at the bottom and work your way up, right? Sure, if you're a sucker. And God knows I'm a sucker, especially when it comes to dreams. Hey, what choice did I have? The only notion of reality I had become acquainted with was a concentration camp surrounded by a wrought iron fence with an inscription that read, "Work will set you free." I preferred to play and dream. And so, night after night, I stood on the platform of the number 6 with my accordion and played Jacques Brel, Moustaki, Edith Piaf, and Weill to the rats as they waddled their fat asses between the puddles forming amid the tracks. Tunnel rats. That's what they call us. The MTA, the subway employees, the police. We're regarded as the roaches and the rodents, the ruffians and rapscallions that infect Manhattan's infrastructure. It's a term reiterated in the accusing eyes that pause as they pass by. White people in particular can derive such a sense of magnanimity when magnanimously dispensing their charity to people they perceive as allegedly less fortunate than themselves. But they can be equally as unkind and withholding with each other. I sometimes got the feeling that if I were an old black man with tattered collar and cuffs playing Bill Bailey on the washboard, or an Ecuadorian with a black silk ponytail playing the pan flute to some canned-in rendition of a Barry Manilow number. Or hey, even the occasional Oriental in existential blacks with wire-rimmed glasses playing the cello. They never last long anyway. That would somehow corroborate with some pre-existing notion of what's acceptable as a bum. But middle-aged white woman? What a disappointment. What a disgrace. I should be in Connecticut with an SUV and two little blonde kids with sparkly blue eyes. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, America, but I've got news for you. I am not a tunnel rat. I am a hamster with a tutu. Sometimes all it takes to make it through is a smile from you. A simple tenderness to remember us to what's true. A